To me personally, I don't worry about Lamar Jackson, the future MVP, and this Baltimore Ravens offense.
They're the better and more complete team, and the way that they beat San Francisco last week, I cannot look past.
The Baltimore Ravens just put the league on notice Christmas night and absolutely beat up on a San Francisco team that was supposed to be this juggernaut Pro Bowl team, according to many experts. But Lamar Jackson just continues to prove himself, and Baltimore is now only one big win over Miami away from pretty much securing the 1 seed and a first-round bye in the AFC. Before I get into everything, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are now on the road to 20K subscribers, and your support truly means the world. Alright, so the Baltimore Ravens of course just picked up a massive 33-19 victory over the San Francisco 49ers. Coming into this game, a lot of people weren't giving the Ravens a chance, which didn't make a lot of sense because they had the same record as the Niners and they've had a lot of big wins this season. They also have the best player on the field in Lamar Jackson, who threw for 2 touchdowns and had 252 yards through the air, and then on the ground, 7 for 45. Of course, 30 of those came on a long run. Lamar now has established himself as the frontrunner for MVP. His numbers may not be as good as Brock Purdy, but he's clearly way better and is without Mark Andrews and Duvernay. So the Ravens have definitely had their injuries, like J.K. Dobbins being out for the season and Mitchell Wright, the young rookie, getting hurt last week with a knee injury. Getting into a quick recap of the win, things started out rough with Lamar rolling back 20 yards and tripping over the ref for a safety. This play wasn't really anyone's fault, it was just wrong place at the wrong time, and as a neutral fan, it was pretty funny to watch. The Niners then, on the following drive, drove down the field into field goal range, and Jake Moody kicked a 45-yarder to make it 5-0. Justin Tucker then kicked a 28-yarder to make it 5-3, and then Gus Edwards made it 10-5 with a 1-yard rushing touchdown. And then Tucker made another field goal to make it 13-5. Following this, CMC carried San Fran down the field and ended up scoring a 9-yard touchdown that made one of the biggest parlays of the year hit. Tucker then kicked another field goal to go up 16-12 at halftime. Then after this, it was all Baltimore, and thanks to the terrible play of Brock Purdy, the Ravens were able to jump all over the Niners, and Lamar never let up till the final whistle. The final score was of course 33-19, and I think Baltimore has the attention of America after this one. Lamar on the season has just been so resilient, leading the Ravens, and really, he is starting to become one of the faces of the league. There just isn't a quarterback in the NFL doing what he is. So basically, the Ravens are just built through Lamar, and he has put this offense on his back, especially against San Francisco, who had a 9-1 conference record, and were tied with the Ravens for the best record in the NFL. The 49ers have blown out teams like the Cowboys, Eagles, Steelers, and Jags. For Baltimore, their game plan was simple: win up front, and they did exactly that. The Ravens have the most sacks in the NFL, with players like Clowney making big contributions. Clowney at 30 years old has been huge this season with 8.5 sacks. The Ravens defense pressured Brock Purdy all game, leading to his horrific performance with completing 18 of 32 passes and throwing 4 interceptions, and he had a 42.26 passer rating. Christian McCaffrey performed well for San Fran with 14 carries for 103 yards, but it wasn't enough. George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk made some plays, but the Ravens' ability to force turnovers and make big plays in critical moments was the difference. Like I said, this win was a statement for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's performance was outstanding, and while the run game contributed 102 yards, it was Lamar's ability to maneuver in the pocket that stood out. Now the Ravens are focused on the playoffs and securing that number 1 seed. They will face the Miami Dolphins next, and the Dolphins have a critical game against the Bills in Week 18. Also, defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald has been a key factor in their success, and the team is really clicking offensively. So really, everything is coming together at the right time, which is crazy because earlier this year, nobody even knew what was up with Lamar's contract situation. Their remaining games include the Dolphins at home and then the Steelers in Week 18. And securing the AFC's number 1 seed is crucial for them, as it of course would give them a bye and home field advantage throughout the whole playoffs. Possible playoff scenarios could see the Ravens facing teams like the Jags, Browns, Chiefs, or Dolphins in their quest for the Super Bowl. And I think the Ravens should feel confident against these teams because they've already proven that they can beat most of them in the regular season. And even in that loss against the Browns, that was just one that they let slip away. It wasn't really like they actually got beat or anything. Looking ahead more to the Dolphins game, this is one that could be a shootout with the high-flying receivers that Miami has in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and then the underrated rushing ability of Mostert. If last week maybe featured a preview of the Super Bowl, Week 17 could be a sneak peek of the AFC Championship. The Ravens defense nabbed 5 interceptions in their 33-19 rout. The Dolphins have an extra day of rest after escaping the Dallas Cowboys 22-20 on Christmas Eve. Raheem Mostert scored his 21st touchdown, which leads the league. Tyreek Hill had 9 catches for 99 yards, and Jalen Waddle suffered an ankle injury, and his status is uncertain for the upcoming matchup. That's really all I have to say for this video. It's just been crazy to watch this team develop and get better every week throughout the season. And when it comes to the playoffs, this is a team that nobody wants to see. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you all so much for watching. And if you enjoyed and haven't yet, make sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly means the world. And also, let me know what you would like to see next because with the playoffs almost here, there is just so much to talk about. And until then, I will see you all later.